Call the Poe. No magnet for you. And 30 Seconds with Amy. All this you whore on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do. So gross.
Okay.
I'm gross.
Okay. Don't be gross. Don't be gross.
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, dear listener. How are all of you?
Everybody's great. We're super great. We're doing great.
Everybody's
Everybody's
great.
I don't know what your problem is. Why do you want us to not be great?
Well, I
What's
sent you a
wrong with
picture early
gratitude?
this morning. What did you see in the picture I sent you early?
I saw snow.
Yeah,
I
we had
saw snow. It's a beautiful, snowy, wintry wonderland where you are.
gorgeous,
and you must be
isn't
so
it?
happy and thrilled. Mm-hmm.
This is where
Here-
I channel my Nana. I'm not thrilled. I'm
You're thrilled.
debilitated because I
You
can't
don't
leave
need
the house.
anything. Where were you going to go? You don't need
That's accurate.
anything that you don't have at your house, okay? This affects you nary a whit, all right? Meanwhile,
Or not at all.
meanwhile,
Yeah.
out my back door, I raced out after receiving your memorandum. I raced out to the back porch,
Yeah.
right, to
What'd you
document
find?
my own winter scene, because out there is where we have the lone Christmas decor in the form of an outdoor covered screen porch Christmas tree. Yay, it's beautiful. And thought,
I still
I'm gonna take a
picture
picture of
her
it.
leaning. Is she still leaning? Like a
No.
scoliosis test?
No.
Okay,
And I went
sorry.
out there. Well, I went out there and I thought, well, I can't take a picture of it because it's not, majestically abundant and gasp inspiring that people will not believe AI didn't create it. Like until I reach that level. First of all, the last picture I have of this tree in my phone, I looked at it. This happens to me all the time. I looked at it and I went, oh, that's cool. What's that? I thought it was like a sample tree that I was trying to emulate. No, it was my tree. I get that with charcuterie boards. I'm like, because I save a lot of pictures of charcuterie boards. And then I'll look down and I'm like, that one looks good. How do you make that? And I'm like, oh, that's one I made. So anyway, I was not prepared to take such a photo this morning. Ran out there, no coat, blustery cold. The wind is going so strongly that it blew ornaments off the tree.
No.
So there's a little pile of ornaments in the corner where they have just been whisked away. So I picked them up quick and I did a hurry up quick step and I shoved a little extra glitter on there. And then I was like, well, and then I started zhuzhing. And I was like, girl, you got to be on this show in like 2 seconds. So then I took a picture of it, which I was hoping would be artful, but I could still see when in the picture. I was like, stop. So you're not getting a picture of the tree is the answer. And Merry fucking Christmas. I was watching that. Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Took my cookie, you little bitch. Now listen. Okay, so happy Thanksgiving. All right. Now here's what's going down. I was watching Matlock. Okay.
As you do.
Because. So they have done Matlock Does Christmas. Like they just magically decided it's December. We're going to have Christmas decorations everywhere. So the last episode went from it could have been the middle of the summer, but now it's winter. So it's just that's TV magic. And of course, these trees look like my tree that I didn't put up. And I was watching it this morning and I got so inspired. I thought, you know what? I'm going to repurpose this whole day and I'm just going to make the tree come up because what's so great about the tree is that each ornament is a memory and it's like other people go through a photo album. That's what decorating a tree is, okay? You're having a memory in the act of doing it. So it is tradition and tactile, and at the end you're left with this thing that you get to enjoy afresh, the new season, all the things, and if you're lucky, the task of putting up the tree is in itself a joy and a memory that's being made. All that's a fiction. It's a fucking arduous prison-like chore, and it is the worst thing you've ever done in your life. You come off with broken hands, bloodied arms, a half bent over tree, and an attitude like, fuck this whole Christian thing.
But isn't that what like the holiday photo is? I said, sit the fuck down and smile. I need 1 second. Like that's the whole, and then you capture it.
It can be, but
send it out, and everybody's like, look at this beautiful family. They don't know that it's by threats and shame, and then by the end
this
of it,
glorious
there's a
18
knifing.
seconds captured in
Right,
time, and then
right.
the rest of your life is ignored. Yeah,
fucking hate you. Yeah.
Yeah, but is that also the childbirth defense where
That you
imbeciles
forget?
who've never had a child actually say, "Oh, that's why childbirth is so painful because you'd never go through it if you didn't remember it." And but it's like, first of all, come closer so I can slap you. And second, you don't know anything. I'm all over the place today, but we're gonna roll into it because I have important things to tell you, and I'm not even getting there. One of my favorite internet chefs on TikTok,
Yeah.
and she wouldn't call herself that, spun out this morning and posted completely unexpected, uncharacteristic content of her spinning out. And she said, "I know I will delete this. I am so filled with rage and hate. I'm sorry. I just have to say," because someone went into the comments and said, this recipe is ridiculous. These cookies are cakey, and like said that the cookie recipe was trash, right? So she posted this thing saying, "I just want to let you know that I meticulously tested that recipe X number of times before I posted it.
Obviously.
And since reading this comment, I have run it 9 times under completely different circumstances to try and make it cakey, to figure out what went wrong so that I can solve it for you, because is it really the recipe?" And then when I learned it wasn't, I thought, well, what possibly could have gone wrong? And she goes, "I can't physically figure it out." And she's like, "I've now wasted my whole Saturday. I've lost sleep. These are my own ingredients. And these are the cookies." And she held them up and dropped them. And they were still warm. Like held it up and went, "Look," boom, and dropped it on the counter. And one of them went like, "Phew," because it was so filled with chocolate and goo that it couldn't possibly be cake. It doesn't know what a cake is. And if it saw a cake, it would spit in its face. So this cookie is spectacular, and she is great. And she said, I know I will delete this." And then she just clicked away, right? And the comments in this section were like, "Girl, same. Can't believe it. Who are these people? Oh my God. This is not fair. The only reason I trust you is because I know you're meticulous." Like, any of the praise is fake because these people don't know me. And that also means if I have to completely ignore the criticism because they don't know me, I have to also reject the praise because they don't know me. Like, it's just, so the whole thing is a fantasy. But I felt for Justine this morning, and I wrote her a very lovely note because I also have a fantasy that we know each other, which we don't. But anyway, that was important to me before I was watching Matlock. These are the talks.
I feel sad for people who really get hit by the opinions of others and who really own them and wear them like a hair shirt. Like, you do not have to monitor / absorb / react even to other people's opinions of you or the products you put out, especially someone like Justine, you said, especially someone like
Justine
her,
Dorian, yeah,
who puts out such level of content that you're letting this troll, if anything, just block a dope. And maybe if you want in your next thing address, someone had once mentioned that this was cakey. I got to tell you, I tried it 30 times. It didn't work out that way. Next. It's the thank you next.
Or it's the kind of thing where the reason that she is respected is because she already vetted the recipe. So it's not even about people being trolls.
It's just literally
it's
her
just
gig.
about,
yeah.
So it's just about, I wish I could remember the exact quote, and it was someone else giving credit to, now I'm picturing her face as the actress. Who's that stern, always serious, always crying actress? She's got a long body of work. Viola Davis. Yeah. I was just picturing her lower lip bubbling, right? Somebody, and she's stern. She'll fuck you up, right?
She is solid as fuck. I want to go to the gym with her one day just to watch, not to work out with her.
In all the ways.
Yeah.
In her brain, in her heart, in her
She's
fucking
everything.
fist.
Yeah.
You got to watch it.
And by the way, dear listener, can we give Amy props for pulling a name out of her ass and not taking 10 minutes to fuck it up first? That was awesome.
I'll tell you how in just a second because I'm leading up there. So someone was crediting her for a quote that I'm going to butcher, but the meaning is the thing that stuck with me. Her statement about your life's purpose is your life's purpose is not your work. Your life's purpose is what happens to other people when they encounter your work.
Oh.
Doesn't that blow your mind?
Oh.
You doing your work is important because you are impacting everyone else who needs it. So let's not get hung up in the how and the why of the work that you're doing. The fact that you're doing it is the critical impact. The fact that it exists, the fact that you are called and tasked with doing it exactly the way that you are on the path that you are to evolve it is the thing that's important. And its importance is measured in impact on others. It's not measured on personal satisfaction. It's not measured on number of followers. It's not measured on positive commentary or tweets. Like, it's none of that.
So
right?
many people have it so wrong. How do you get that message to the people who want to make sure the tree that they're posting is absolutely perfect or they're not going to post it? How?
That's where my head was this morning with
Yeah.
Justine.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I was like, the fact that you've given up all of your Saturdays without us even knowing it and now you're admitting it here, which I sort of knew without you telling me. I don't want you to give up any Saturdays that you don't want to. The fact that you are, it's not obsessed, right? The fact that you are meticulous with your work is why we care about your work. And people who don't even understand that don't deserve
They're not
any
worth
of your
your
hackles.
effort.
They don't
Right.
disturb. You don't give them any hackles. All the hair should be laying right back down.
Hey, Amy, my hackles went up when you posted a picture of every animal I've seen in National Geographic stuffed in
Oh,
a lodge-looking room on a group text that you sent to a bunch of our friends. Where the fuck were you where
this
you
is
had
so weird.
taxidermy hell? Because I had spoken to you earlier in the day, and you had a cute pony, and you were so sweet, and you're like, I'm going to a holiday party. And I thought, that sounds awesome, because you are in the corporate out there world, and going to a holiday party to me was like, oof, lots of dead animals never crossed my mind. Where the fuck was your holiday party? That a
Okay.
bobcat and a moose and
One would think. So you would think that we were at a hunting lodge somewhere in the Serengeti, right? It was vast and leathery, slate, wood,
yeah,
stone everywhere.
right out of Yellowstone. It was right
Massive
at
yeah. Yellowstone's got nothing on this. There were
Okay.
it was barn-like wooden beams, and perched in the beams, like almost as if the beam was designed to hold this taxidermy stuffed mountain lion, a big cat
That was
who was
terrifying.
dangling from the beam. So when you look up to admire the beams, you see an animal hanging over you, like looking down as if still alive, or perhaps recently shot. Neither which is a good thing to feel when you're in the living room in the leather chair, which has horns on the armrest, so that you're touching a ram's horn.
No,
and
thank
then
you.
you pick up a coaster to put down your coffee cup,
Tequila.
and the coaster is in the shape of a flattened out shotgun shell. And then you think, okay, maybe I'll just get a magazine instead. And the magazine is the big game hunter's guide there's book gun catalogs. It was a lot.
Places Melissa would never go for 1,000, Alec. Go ahead.
So here's the thing, and it's hilarious, okay? Because I got to tell you, the reason that I was there, and I was there with my hubbubs, close friends of ours host an annual Christmas party for their employees. I hate to say employees because it's so
the company.
gross.
The company.
Even when I had them myself, I don't like to use that for their team, for their colleagues, for their company. So own a company, run the Christmas party, they do the Christmas party. And they've long learned that the party that the team likes best is to assemble in a large place with a band and some light entertainment, and then overeat and overconsume everything and go home. And to do it relatively close to the location of the business. So the best and arguably only place is a massive compound-like estate that is, you could picture, country wedding. So something with 5 lakes, with swans on the property who have lived there for a lifetime and now will attack you because they're very angry because they don't like people there.
They're fucking birds, and birds suck.
Right.
Yeah.
So the barn is gorgeous, very large, and that's the venue. And when you rent the venue, you get the entire estate, which includes 2 buildings, the main home, then an outbuilding barn, which has like 6 bunk beds set up. So you go there and you stay there for the weekend. So if you were a bride coming there, you can imagine that like the mother-in-law, the in-laws to be, or the bridesmaids would be in the other property, and then the main house would be for you, and that kind of shit. So because it was for the whole weekend, and because we help put on this party, because when you run the company, people have this idea that you just have giant deep pockets to pay for things? And the answer is, if you can ask your friend to run to Sam's Club and spend $1,200 on alcohol, that's better than paying an event organizer $50,000 to do the same task. So
Right.
we were putting bows on cars and setting up the bar and doing things like that. And as our reward, we stayed overnight and had a relaxing time on this because it came for the whole weekend, right? So I was there. And this house is made possible by Big Game Hunter, who spent his whole life shooting and stuffing everything you can think of. There was a moose, there was a bison, there were multiple deer, multiple rams. There were all kind of weird cats, like you don't think these are real animals, and they were taxidermied in such a way. I recently became aware that Miley Cyrus has replaced her veneers. They were taxidermied in such a way where there was sort of a beginning stage of the taxidermy and then an evolution, because the early ones aren't quite right for some reason.
Oh,
and then they get
interesting.
more expert. Yeah. So Miley, I never really knew about her teeth other than I was aware of them. And now she seems to have just beautiful, regular skull-headed teeth. And what I've learned is that she
Skull-headed.
had
Yeah.
veneers put in when she was like a young and up-and-comer. And I wonder if maybe she needed to have it done again. And I only wonder that because she has had it done again. And it's like, oh, those teeth were crazy before. And I didn't look at her and go, crazy teeth. But somehow you can see it now. So when you have all the taxidermied animals, and some of them look like, it's got like a wonk eye, or like
Okay.
it's ready to like grasp at you, or the claw is like bigger than it should be, or there's still the area where
they
the
were shot.
where the fur is kind of discolored from probably the blood that seeped out of the life force. It's a lot. It's a lot of trophying.
It was both gross and, I was like, less, more.
It kind of, when you're in it,
Oof.
you just sort of are in it. So I didn't do it. I couldn't have prevented it. And it's not like I'm going to not have a fun evening with my friends, which was gloriously, blissfully, crazy fun, on the basis of the decor choices of the person who owned the venue that was rented for some other purpose. So that's what that whole thing was. But here's what's funny about it. I went up there at the end of what would normally be a work day, right, where I have all these meetings and I have Zoom meetings, and the last Zoom call was dragging on. So I took it from the car in the passenger seat. And my friends were having none of it. So as I was sitting there in the passenger seat with lake to the side and massive estate barn, gorgeous to behind me, visible in the Zoom screen. I'm visible on the screen.
Your camera was on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't fucking play. If you're going to Zoom my ass at 4:30 on a Friday, I shall be in the car. And
Okay.
you're welcome is the answer. So as I sat there, and it kept going, and it kept going, and it kept going, my friends walked by, and I rolled down the window, and they handed me a glass of wine, and I took it. And I sat there and I drank it while we were still having the meeting. And then they brought me some chocolate that they had brought back from their most recent visit to Switzerland, I think it was. So I was having these delicious chocolates. Oh, thank you. So I would give like a little wink, and then I would go back. I was on mute, and I just sat there. And then finally, and we were nearing the end of the meeting, somebody goes, I'm just a little curious about your setup, Amy.
I'll bet you are. That person said what everyone was thinking. I can't hand Stuart a cup of coffee when he's on camera, and you just had a cocktail party.
Brought to me
Brought
in the
to
car.
you with a seatbelt, right?
And all I had to do was say, I prioritized this meeting, guys, right? So I'm safe. I'm not driving. And then I was like, next. Yeah. But
Next question.
Out. But
right.
the fuck out. You got a problem? No? Next. So that part was fucking hilarious to me.
Now I know that holiday party. I know the mischief that has happened at it in previous years. And when you mentioned all the bunk beds, I got nervous. But, I'm sure everything worked out just fine. And everybody kept their original partners and all was good. It was a good, okay, I don't want to know. It's not my business. Not my business.
I don't look that far. I don't go that deep. When the party actually happens, our friends want us to stay and we refuse because we have no connection to this company. They're just our friends, right? So this is what you do. You help your friends, right? This is no different than coming over to decorate their Christmas tree. So they gave away a car, which is crazy. I mean, that's how this Christmas party is. The door prizes are cars. Like that's kind of a big deal if you don't know. Like, have you ever gone to a Christmas party and gotten a car? Yeah.
Have I won it? No, because I also realize you have to pay the taxes on that car. So that's complicated for me because I did run an event where we got someone to donate a car, and the person who got the car was so happy until they found out they had to pay taxes on it, and they said they freaked out. Where am I going to get the money for taxes? I'm like, where'd you get the money for the tickets for this elite event that we threw that had a car that was a giveaway?
We've had that happen before with a couple of nonprofits I've worked with and for, and we always now, in any donation situation like that, the tax is covered. So, but it's part of the gift. Yeah,
that's lovely.
But in this case, I doubt it because you're gainfully employed by the company that is gifting you the car, so they know you can afford it. So anyway,
that is
it was
crazy.
Fun and great and very generous and super fun. And that was that.
My husband had his holiday party as well. I did not go. And that turned out to be great that I did not go because
was
he
it snowing
said,
that day as well?
No, it was one of those, I can't introduce you to everyone because I'm working and I need to. And I said, say less. It was at a bowling alley, which differs only slightly from your elite cabin / property.
I don't know that you would go
I
there.
stayed in. I had ramen. I was really happy. Like, we both had a good night and everybody enjoyed it. I have so many things I want to talk to you about and so little time. I had an epiphany this week. I know, Melissa, we talked about the epiphany last week.
January.
Right. Where is that's when we take our lights down. I had my own epiphany, and it was about parenting. And
Really?
they say that you spend 95% of the time you're going to ever spend with your children by the time they go to college or hit college age, right? At 17, 18, right. So the last 5% of the time you'll ever spend with them, they're out of your house. They come back for a day. They come for an overnight. Like, it's just never... It's really depressing to me because being a mom has been my identity for so long. So I came out with Missy's third act. It's my name on Peloton. It's my name everywhere. I'm working on a third act for myself. I try lots of things, and that wasn't it. That wasn't it. On and on. And two things happened. One was I realized that I'm not going to see the first time my kids do anything from here on. I have been the coach that has watched them do everything for the first time, like walk and speak and eat spicy foods and meet a boy and meet a girl and get the joke and use sarcasm, like all of the things. When my daughter's kindergarten teacher called me and said, "You fucking did it again." And I said, I don't know what to tell you. My kids are only 1 year apart. So she had one kid, then the next year she had the other. She said, "You gave me the only two children who understand sarcasm, who have completely ruined 2 years of schooling for me because my aide and I cannot speak in class because your kid laughs and it's rough. Like, we don't have an outlet anymore because you gave us two kids who get..." All of those firsts are now, if they choose to tell me about it, I'll hear about it, but I'm not there to experience it with them. And that made me kind of sad. And what made me sadder is my closest friend here is moving into a house with her parents. Her parents won't do an assisted living. They will not go into a facility. I will not give my money to, like, the whole, when you have a choice, you have opinions. And when you have fewer choices, you don't have as many strong opinions. So they said, "You sell your house, we're going to sell our house, and we're going to buy a house that has like a master downstairs, a master upstairs, like a house made for..." And they did it. And she's going to move into that house with them. And I thought, oh, if my kids could. And I got really excited. And then I thought, oh my God, you are going to be living with your mother for the rest of her life. And
you got really excited that you might require your children to care for you
as the
just
parent,
so that you could spend more time with them. Okay.
I saw it from the children's point of view, and I thought,
I'm withholding commentary.
You're done with me, and you don't want to be judged by me. I just happen to also know her parents, so it's a tough one. But I realized, like, I'm going to miss, and I don't, in the end stage, which is kind of where my parents are, I don't want to see those stages. I want just the phone call at that stage, but I'm still in the stage where I want more information and I want to see more firsts and I want to be there. And it made me sad that I'm missing out on so many things with my kids. And it also made me sad for my friend that she's going to have to see all those things of her parents as end stage rolls around, because they are, 80 or right in that pocket. So parenting moment this week that really just sent me spiraling for a little bit, until every year for the last 15 years, when we vote here in Pennsylvania,
Sure.
I see positions that have no Democrat and no Republican in the slot, right? They have there's
what is that
nobody
person?
running for position. There's no candidate, and it just says first slot Democrat, nothing. Second slot Republican, nothing. Third slot is where it gets interesting.
Vegetarian.
It says write-in.
Oh.
So I want to be clear. I'm a dick. Okay? I don't want anybody to think I did not acknowledge that I'm a dick across the board.
We know.
I know, but I want everybody to know that I'm aware of it. It's not a surprise to me either.
Okay,
So my
gotcha,
self-awareness on this topic alone is impressive. Okay. I write in my husband every year.
You're a dick. I'm sorry.
Not
Excuse
denying
me. Let me
it.
say that another way. What a dick move you made.
15 years, my love. For 15 years, I've been writing in my husband for every I'm not fucking with somebody's opportunity, but a completely empty opportunity. Dog catcher. I write him in for every completely blank opportunity. Okay. Go ahead. Time goes on. 15. I have children. My children are now of voting ages. This same friend whose parents are moving into a house with her next month, she thinks this is funny. Not that I'm an asshole, which, again, I admit I am. So after 15 years of me writing in my husband, my daughter's voting, and she writes in my husband as well, and her I live in Philadelphia absentee ballot. My girlfriend, she writes him in as well. Well, I'm going to tell you something. My husband, who is got a pretty big job at a local hospital where he is working every minute of every day, whether we are sitting in a car and he's on a Zoom just like you.
I'm very afraid. I'm full of fear. I'm having a visceral response. And I can tell by your face, I'm not going to like what you did.
Well, you're not wrong to have a visceral response, because my husband got a letter in the mail that basically says that he has, he has been elected as the tax collector for our township for a period of 4 years. And just as you're thinking, come on, Melissa, there's no way you did that. He got 2 positions, because the second one he got was auditor unexpired 4-year term of our township.
He doesn't want. These are terrible jobs.
Why? Because nobody wanted them. Nobody ran for them. And it
took 4 votes. You mentioned 4 people who were in on this joke.
3 people
who were in on the joke. By the power of 3. So mote be.
It's a magic number. Yes.
Why don't you vote for something good? This is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm so upset for him.
I don't want to mess with people's political aspirations, but when there is
do.
no one in a job why is nobody running for tax collector or auditor of our county?
They don't want to be targeted. They don't want to do math. They don't want to be hated. They don't want to be the person rapping at the door with a silver-handled cane and a top hat who gets kicked in the bus station. No one wants to be the Monopoly man.
Do they supply the cane and top hat? Is that
no, he has to buy it. It comes as part of the problem. And the
Oh.
right and responsibility of this awful, awful Scrooge-like gig that you do not want to bestow upon anyone. That's why they shun it. Girlie, can he quit? Can you reject?
The following letter said swearing in will occur, and I thought, I'm inviting
There'll be a lot of swearing at that
everybody
ceremony.
I know. We don't still know what the responsibilities are or the time commitment, or because again, I reiterate, he has a pretty big job and he's pretty busy on the daily basis and nightly basis. So I don't know what is going to happen with this, but
I do, and I'm also okay. It's coming to me fresh. All right. So I'm processing. This is me processing.
Honey, you
in
married a
real time.
crackhead and now it influences your life.
No. I mean, let's just game this out. All right. So, did he want it? No. Will he reject it? No. So, will he accept it? Yes.
Depending on what the requirements
are. Did he
are.
want you to act this way? No.
Absolutely not.
Does he accept it? Sadly, yes. Can he change it? Sadly, no. So we're there's a lot of acceptance happening now.
We are where we are.
Well, here's the thing. Will he perform the roles and responsibilities to the highest, functional performance level?
Unfortunately, yes.
Will he lord this over you and then have the opportunity to say, the reason we're not going away this weekend is because I am the local commissioner, tax auditor, pro tem dick dong. And I must now do all these things because it's top head measuring day.
For 4 years.
Ass
4
hat.
years.
So now, cut to when we are well into our 80s and lamenting the fact that our goddamn it rich children will not sell their houses and have said, I'm not even paying for you to go to the home, and fuck you aren't living with me, lady. Fuck you, lady. I heard twice this weekend from my son to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fuck you, lady. That's what I get a lot.
I don't work for you.
So, okay, now when we are proactively writing his obituary, right?
Oh,
somewhere in the fourth paragraph, we're going to say his decorated life also included an untimely 4-year stint as the tax commissioner for the city and county of Bakakafuka because his wife thought it would be cute as a joke. As a fucking joke.
He's going to wind up
this
governor.
Job that others aspire to as their life's passion and work, he did as a prank from his fucking wife. Okay?
Josh Shapiro, look out. He's going to rise.
I bought you an island in the Caribbean. Now you're the mayor.
Schitt's Creek. This is Schitt's Creek all over again.
Creek. You shat on his creek. And you did it. You pooped in your own cornflakes, ding dong. Now we're not going to be able to do anything because he's going to be so busy fucking mathing and scratching his head and yabba dabba doo on all these calls. He loves to be on calls. That's not true. He accepts that a great volume of calls that I would not accept. You just heard how I behaved on a call, okay? So calls ain't my bag, baby. I'm like, you're cutting into my time. Fuck off. Fuck off. All right? What have you done to him and us?
I don't really know. It did start out as a joke, and then it was just what I do. I write him in because I really feel like our government's run by idiots and
people who
my
don't
husband,
wish to be elected, as you have just done. As you have just done, I find you complicit.
He said to me, does this mean you can't work on election day anymore? And I said, no. I don't work in our township. It's fine. It's all fine. It's good. We're good. We're not good.
Tax collector. You
and
made
auditor.
Him the tax collector.
And auditor.
And auditor.
Yeah.
So he is the judge and jury.
2 positions. He won both. And nobody sat there and said, there are only 3 humans who share his last name. Well, 2 who share his last name and another crackhead who's moving in with her elderly parents who made this decision. Why do we trust them? And then my daughter posts. My husband sends out a text to the whole family, distant, all of them. Melissa did this to me, and here's where we are. So my daughter gets it and puts it on her Instagram stories, and then the text messages start flowing. Congratulations on your new position. Wow. Like, oh, and then she writes as her post, don't let anyone tell you that each vote doesn't count because these 3 votes.
3 of them got this idiot into the role that he's not an idiot.
Hey, okay. Like
3 idiots got this man
that's
role he doesn't
classifier. Want. We're the idiots. He is now the auditor and tax
You know what would be
collector.
really funny? If we make Dad's life miserable. Can anyone help us? That seems like a good use of our time.
Nobody was taking the job. Nobody
Honey,
wanted the
you can't
job.
Fix it. You have to own it. You can't fix it.
Can't go
You
around
know what
it.
would be really funny if we
God.
make Dad's life miserable. And every time I say it, you think it's cuter and funnier. And that is why this man needs to reconsider his life choices. Because what are you doing? You should feel the shame of your actions.
I don't. My first comment was, it was time to update your CV. Let's go.
I don't. You should feel the shame of your actions. I don't.
I don't.
I don't. I won't. I'm joyfully embracing my prankitude.
He can
It's
resign.
not a prank.
He can resign. We don't know when it starts. We don't know the responsibilities. We don't know how many meetings and whatever.
I bet you he gets paid. I bet you he gets paid.
I
bet you he gets paid. I mean, some amount like $1,500 or something, but I bet she gets paid. It's got to be. There is no elected role without where you were required to do work where you don't get paid. It's not how.
I mean, the school board doesn't really deal with. They do a volunteer position.
Do they?
Don't they?
I don't think so. Our city council, you get like, I don't know, $20,000 a year or something like this. Go to a handful of meetings and get hated.
What you don't know
yell
is
at you about the fence.
He sits on every board at the hospital too. He's like on every doctor patient, every administrative. Right. He's on every board also. So yeah, this is a rough one. Our family is very amused right now, but it is.
He's not. He's not.
He's shocked. He's shell-shocked right now. He does not know how to react to his crackhead family.
Well, I got to give it to you for this grassroots upswelling of support, right? Because the low-budget write-in campaign has proven fruitful with a sum total of 3 votes.
3! It's crazy that is.
Do they tell you how many votes? Well, it's a matter of public record. No, that is a matter of public record. They say the number of votes that were cast in the election by roll. They do.
Does he get an assistant? Does he get an office? Does he get?
Oh, I'm sure. And a car and a mansion.
A car? I want a car.
No, he gets, frankly, marital counseling, and I would hope that he would attend. Okay.
It's included, as my Nana would say.
He gets some life advice to reconsider your choices, because if this is how the people who love you act, imagine how the people you are tax collecting and auditing are going to treat you in a public fucking way. I don't know about your constituents, but the grand sum total of 3 is not going to come to your defense at the trial of your life. This is scary.
I think he might get fired, and I'll tell you why. He is a very sympathetic and empathetic human. So if somebody says to him, I just can't pull this right now, he'd be like, all right, but I'll let this go. Next month, we're gonna talk about it again next month. We'll revisit this next month. Like, I really feel like the township is going to say.
I can't believe you did this. I super can't believe you did this.
Yes, you can.
Can't believe you did this. No, I can't. I believe that you would joke about doing this and that you would think it would be funny and that you would. Here's what I honestly, do you want me to tell you from my heart?
Oh, no.
Do you want me to tell you from my heart what
Not
I think
if you're going to tell me I'm a bad person. No, I don't want to hear that.
I'm going to tell you in my heart.
Go ahead.
What I think you really would have done, and I would believe it to my dying day, is you would concoct this plan, and then you would, Inception style, plant it in somebody else's brain about someone else, and then giggle when it happened. So you would have somebody else do this to their spouse.
Yeah, I would totally do that.
And that would be the fun, and never get caught. And never get known. Like you would be the
mastermind,
great and powerful Oz.
Love it.
Pulling the strings while sipping your tea and giggling all the way home, where your husband is not the tax collector. So the fact that you
where your husband is not the tax collector,
you turned your devious, wily ways against your own kind. I don't know how I feel about it.
I did it for the township. He is an excellent human who multitasks better than most.
Nobody believes your lies right now.
Damn
Do you
it.
believe them?
You
did it for the joke. You did it for the joke. And I am here to say you are enjoying the joke and laughing.
I am enjoying it, but I've been doing it for 17 years. How long have I been doing this? I've been doing it for at least a decade. 17 years I've been doing this.
Well, you play the lotto long enough, you're sure to hit.
It's the long game that I was playing, and I got a giggle every time I did it, but nothing beat my jaw hitting the counter when he pulled out 2 certificates of
Shit's fucked up. I'm glad he reads his email.
It's fucked up. It came in the mail. He pulled it out. I was on the phone and he said, I'm going to need you to hit mute for a second. And he pulled out these papers and I thought, you're fucking with me now. Like I wanted like dog catcher so we could release them all. Like we could, nah, he got big ones. But nobody wanted this.
You're the one that's got the big ones to do this to your husband.
Honestly, I never thought it would happen. Okay.
Yeah,
I never thought year 1, maybe I was nervous. Year 15, I was like, obviously this isn't happening. Must have shared the story with my girlfriend. 3 votes. We in. I have to ask my son if he voted for him too. It could be 4. I'm not sure, but it could be 4.
That's a matter of public record. We need to understand how, because for all you know, there were 36,000 votes cast in his name. We don't know. Maybe he secretly wanted this and the joke's on you. Maybe he did this whole thing as a reverse surprise. And the other thing is, guys, get better hobbies. Like, can't your hobbies be, how can we take Amy to the beach? Make this your hobby, right? How can we have 6 months overseas? How can we make this happen for Amy?
That is a better goal than
right. And look at how successful you are in achieving your goals, no matter how
long gamey.
far-fetched.
Yeah.
Yes. You can do this. You can do anything. So set your powers for good.
If I can do this, I can do anything.
It's true.
I am
who
the great
wanted this?
and
No
powerful Oz. All right. Yeah. So, dear listener, am I an evil genius or am I just evil? I think we all know the answer.
This is as good as Bodie McBoatface when they have people name those vessels and they put it up for public.
All right. I don't know if I should apologize to him or say you're welcome to the township, but this is where we are. And I don't know when his reign starts. The 4 years begin. Is it the new year? Is it the 21st? The swearing in? Does he get a white coat again? And I don't know. We'll see. I will keep you all abreast of the situation and whether or not he accepts the responsibility of both auditor and tax collector.
He's a pillar of the community.
He's a pillar, all right. Yeah. Amy, what are reasons you would call the police?
Boy, that's a tough one. All right. So when would I call the police? Probably, I'm sure that I would. Are you a police caller? What do you think?
If there was a crime happening, well, let's go with that.
Not necessarily, because who's the criminal and who's getting caught, and also are the police going to make it worse? Like, there's a lot of, you have to think. It's like a sneeze. You can't just automatically call them anymore.
Nobody thinks about a sneeze but you. That you are alone on thinking about sneezes. I saw a TikTok where a guy called the police.
I didn't write in. You leave me alone.
I didn't write him in. A guy called the police because a girl would not get out of his Uber. And all of a sudden,
that's super no. That's a no.
She said, take me to my location. And he said, you just canceled your fare, which means you're not paying me. I'm not taking you fucking anywhere. Get out of my car.
And she wouldn't get out.
So he called the police. And they're like, this is civil? Like, I don't know what to do with you people.
I hate that shit. That's like when people won't leave the gym at the end of the night, or they leave their kid and say, oh, I'm coming to pick up my kid. And then they're an hour late. And so the gym calls the police because it's like, it's not my responsibility to watch this kid.
And it's abandonment.
And it's not. And at the same time, it's like, how is that the best situation? Like, I don't.
Family services involved. That's better.
It's all bad. This person, who I presume is a man, who was in the Uber, just wanted the person out of the Uber. And when someone doesn't comply, calling the police is a ridiculous escalation. But what's he left to do?
What do you
Get into an assault? Touch him or her and try and drag this person out? That's assault. Like, you can't. I feel like that's what you have to do. And I don't want that to be what you have to do. I want people to not be idiots. That's what I want. That continues to be my wish.
I think that might be the name of your autobiography. I want people not to be idiots. That's all I'm saying. My husband said the name of his the other day. I opened up something and it just smelled awful. And he walked in and he said, I don't smell anything. And I'm like, that's your fucking autobiography.
Classic.
Like, you walk into a kid's bedroom and somebody shit their pants. I don't smell anything.
I don't see it.
Right. I don't see it. I don't smell it. It's probably a better title for him.
There was a Christmas cookie video circulating on TikTok. I feel like I sent it to you, where it's just someone shooting the counter, almost as if the camera had been dropped there and kept playing. And the background audio is, "Where is the second poop? Don't touch that. I can't find the poop. Get off that. Why will no one help me?" And the children start laughing and running. And I'm like, this is Christmas. This is Christmas.
It's what
Where
Christmas
is
is
the
by
second
definition.
poop? Where is the second poop? That's a big sentence. There's a lot packed into that sentence.
I agree.
But back to the police.
The same way when these kids went to police academy, and not the one we saw on TV, they weren't really trained on how to extricate woman from backseat of Uber, or there's a guy filming, which is his First Amendment right. Anything in public, you're not given privacy in public, so you have to create it if you want it. And he's I don't give you permission to use my image. Well, I'm filming, so why are you approaching a camera and you don't want to be seen? Like, go the other way, and it wouldn't have been an issue. But then the police are called, and if all of these things are going on that the police are being called to handle, how the fuck are they supposed to be at Brown University when an engineering human, I don't know who did it. They still don't know. They have someone right now in custody. We don't know if it's the right person. How are they supposed to be there when they need to be there? How are they supposed to be at Bondi Beach, where there are no guns anyway in Australia, and there is a Hanukkah celebration going on, and 11 people are now dead because of guns? Those are the places we need the police. According to Amy's autobiography, could people just stop doing dumb shit, get out of the fucking Uber, walk away from the man with the camera so the police can do what they need to fucking do? Thank you very much. This is the end of my TED Talk. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. Try a latke.
It is crazy.
Tonight
it is crazy.
Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah, which
are
means
you fucking around?
Which means
I'm sorry to be so angry.
It was
Hanukkah.
yesterday in Australia and is now tonight.
Okay, you've been so swept up in voter suppression to the benefit of your own family.
Voter encouragement. I get out the vote.
Fixed. It's a fix. Yeah.
I get out
oligarchy.
The vote, girl.
You've been so fixated on your plans for oligarchy takeover of the tax of your township. Okay. Right? How did you sneak Hanukkah on top of me? I thought that it was not now because I couldn't be bothered to look.
Neither
so
could
it's
we.
happening right now?
Tonight is first candle
It's
night.
early this year. That feels early to me. Is it early?
We're either early or we're late. We're never on time. So, yeah.
Well, let's start this way. Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you. In 2016, Thanksgiving, it was early because we called it Thanksgivica. So we had both together. But this seems on time-ish. It's 8 crazy nights. What do you have, 10 days? 11 days till your festivities?
Oh, I don't know or care.
What day it is?
No, because it is effectively from the day after Thanksgiving, and in some communities from 6 months prior to that day, Christmas begins and never stops. So I'm sort of over it by the time it arrives, right?
Oh.
That's the thing. A friend was asking me yesterday, how are you doing on gifts and all this other stuff? And I was like, I'm not even interested in talking about it or doing it because it is just so. And she said, Christmas is for the littles. Christmas is for the little kids. Once people get to a regular age, their whole fucking life is Christmas. So what the fuck, it's
Agree.
like, can you give me
It's less a holiday now and more a season, which is lovely if you can take it as a season.
It's more a wedding every weekend in terms of how much you have to, because it's like, buying a couple of Tonka trucks and, making cookies that don't turn out, but people eat them anyway, and snuggling and reading books and watching movies and having, pretend fantasy conversations and, making little crafts together. That feels
like Christmas.
That feels like a family activity.
Yeah.
Now, when there's talk of gifts, this has not happened in my house this year, but I could be saying it had because this feels very familiar, right? It's like, I don't really want anything, but here's a list of things I might like. So let me invent a list of financial things that you could give me that you're already funding my whole life. Like and the funding of life right now for kids that are at college age and partially beyond, nobody can handle it as a young adult with a new job who may or may not have college debt, who may or may not have other financial issues. Rent now is crazy. So if you're paying rent, you're paying a car payment, you're working a job where you're trying to get ahead, and now the tire blows up on the car or
Happy
something happens, right?
holidays.
What are you going to do? Ring, 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 ring,
Yeah,
ring. Hey, Santa.
I need new tires, Santa. I am Santa all year.
And
right.
Simultaneously, chapter 2. Here are all the things I would like. You know, a trip to London or whatever. It's like, yeah, I would like that too. Fuck off. Welcome to the tax collector portion of the North Pole. Fuck you.
I know
That's
the tax collector in Beep County. Why don't you go give him a call and see if...
My kids are not that. That is not the case. But the reality is, I don't know if you've noticed, your tax collector husband may give you some insights. The economy is a bit depressed, right?
It
so
is
things
bad.
have been suppressed.
Yeah.
So, the river of gold ain't flowing as wide and vast as she once did. So Christmas has right-sized itself, I hope. And we're talking about Hanukkah is the name of the tune. So I don't know when Christmas comes, and I'm not thinking about it in those terms. Are you excited for the Fuduka and the Funuka? I know that they're not parallel. They just happen in the same month.
Correct. They are not equivalent in any way. I do enjoy a good latke. There begins the debate of sour cream or applesauce. And
Both.
both is a very good answer. I just saw Baked by Melissa, which used to be a joke because I used to get my friends high when I was young and did things like that.
Used to.
And
now I just get my husband elected.
Now I have other goals. Correct. And she made them with caviar, and she made them with she made a churro one with cinnamon sugar. Like, I just loved her boob leg for what she was making, and I saved it and I'll never go back. But I just thought that was fun and delicious, and you could do a whole charcuterie of all different types of latkes because the potato is amazing. So that's I big endorse. Oh, and I totally
God's
forgot
truest
to buy
gift
them.
to us all. Yeah,
I agree. And dear listener, if you have not had a latke and you would like to experiment with latkes, I encourage you to go to Trader Joe's. Their freezer section has incredible latkes. They are the place to go. That's where the Jews go to get theirs when they are not making them this year. Speaking of not making them this year, I got some shit. I got feedback. This one was to me. They're usually letters to you.
Yeah, I'm usually in trouble.
You usually are. This time when I said I was not sending out a magnet for the new year, I took some serious shrapnel. What the fuck do you mean? I wait for that every year. And I thought, oh, I haven't heard from you in the 15 years I've been writing my husband in. I've just been sending them to you. And yes, so I am sending them out, dear listener. And if you've already yelled at me, you are probably getting one. Anybody else who hasn't yelled, bye. Take care. Go with God.
I wish that I had done as so many of us had and started with the foresight on year one to place these on a permanent metal object so that I had the record of all of your faces throughout, like the garage fridge. So I had the record of all of the annual, but I didn't. So now I have the Amy version, which is 6 random disconnected years in 4 various drawers. Every time I encounter one, like a lone sock, I'll keep it saying, I have your friends elsewhere, which is a lie. I lie to the magnets, and I stack them together, and I move them from drawer to drawer. Like those teeth you keep from your kid, right?
Hey, don't mock the teeth. Don't mock the teeth.
I'm just saying.
Still don't know what to do with those.
My spiritual connection to your magnets is high. My physical collection of your magnets is low.
Well, you'll be getting 2 strips this January. You will do that. My mother-in-law set up a FaceTime, a Zoom call, or whatever for candlelighting tonight at 6:00. So I'm sure my children will show up for that. So I get to see their faces there. That'll be cute and sad.
I've seen people for the first time putting down wax paper and tinfoil under their menorah like they didn't have a brain or anyone else they ever met that was Jewish to know. First of all, it shouldn't be tinfoil, or I think wax paper's okay. Whatever you call it, parchment's okay.
Yeah.
Tinfoil?
They had wrapped them in tinfoil for years because you can just pull that off and throw it away. But I have to, there's something wrong with me, and it's not because of what I
You
did
have
to
to
my
pick
husband.
it, right? That's part of the deal.
Yes, that's the best part. Grabbing a toothpick and going into each and every one of those crevasses. Is it crevices or crevasse? Whatever it is, I get that toothpick and I get in there and I pick them out and I love it. Although I do have a wooden one that I adore because the arms swing around. It's very cool. I'll send a picture. And that's harder to get the wax off, but you understand a candelabra is allowed to have wax on it. Like I don't need a pristine candelabra. And
I say this so frequently. Our college friend, who we don't get to see very often and speak about even less frequently, kept her thing was to collect menorahs, and the weirdest ones she could possibly find. And the collection is vast and crazy and just so delightful. And I just can picture it because every year that I would come across it, it had grown in the weirdest possible ways. So, and I thought I would be that person collecting nativity scene. We call it a creche, right? To collect the most weird ones that I could find. But they're getting ridiculous. They have one now that is the postmodern version, and it's $1,800, and it's blocks. It is literally rectangles in different shapes, all natural wood, all unpainted, a tall, thin one, a slightly shorter, slightly thinner one, and you basically arrange these blocks in like a Rothko, right? The shapes are meant to represent, and that's it. I don't know, man. The world's a crazy place. Money is pretend.
Well, to kids, cash is not money, and that's pretend. But money is in their Venmo and in their I don't know, Zelle, whatever they use. Are you prepared for 30 seconds with Amy?
Never, which I think is the best way to embrace it.
I think I'm setting you up for failure, and I don't want to do that.
How can I fail? How can I fail? Who's reporting on this?
No one.
The tax collector?
I will alert him. Here, stopwatch. I need 30 seconds, and I'm going to go to my screen. Okay. Amy, in the next 30 seconds, can you please name for me as many NHL hockey teams as you can? Go.
Bruins, Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, the Dallas Stars for some fucking reason, the Hurricanes. Then we have the Ottawa Sailors, which is wrong. Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks. It's also wrong. And then there's the people who are in Boston. And then also there's New York Rangers and the Islanders and the Steelers and the Sixers and the people who would
stop.
And there's also people who shoot the puck. And there's Wayne Gretzky, and he came from the Senators. And I would get there if I had a minute.
You did so much better than I thought. Hockey, I didn't think hockey was in your wheelhouse. I didn't think that
was clearly. Were you listening?
I was.
That's how bad
listening.
I do on the others.
But
okay.
I mean, you got Detroit. You started with the Boston Bruins. Like, who saw that coming?
I don't know. Not me. They're not even a team that I like.
You got your state's Hurricanes, which, by the way, were my state's. Come on.
The Minnesota Wild, which is the stupidest name for a hockey team ever. I went to a game of the Minnesota Wild, and here's what I can tell you.
Tell me.
The name only makes sense when you go to the game.
Yeah.
Because then everyone screams, "Go Wild."
Oh, that's cute.
I'm like, oh, I get it now. Because before it was just dumb. Yeah.
What's funny is last time we talked about an SNL thing, Nashville's team are the Predators.
Gross.
So, yeah, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And we joked about it because it was on a Saturday Night Live sketch. You're like, yeah, we love working with kids because we're the Predators. No. Let's not say that.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
be sure not to say that. All right, you did really well. And you get a gold star.
I'm grateful for myself and you, and I will take the gold stars because I'm a sucker for a gold star.
I know you are, and I love that about you.
I love them. Sometimes I even self-anoint with gold stars because I deserve it, right?
I don't disagree.
Okay.
I don't disagree.
I know we're over, but I have to force something in again, and I'm going to.
Force it in me.
I don't know if the beginning is going to get chopped up and cut up, so I'm not sure what people, and it's because it frequently does, because I'm just off the rails. And the reason I say it in this way is it should. So she's protecting you. So if I'm referencing something you haven't heard,
protecting everyone.
it's for the good of the community, unlike the write-in situation, right?
Unlike
I mean,
me,
sometimes
yes.
she can be trusted. That's why it's so difficult.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because
it's like
the
a slot
rubric on you
machine.
is
Yes.
all over the fucking place, right? The various squares don't make sense. A 5 in this column, and now magically it's like that's a 2 in the other column.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I am
Okay.
inconsistent at best. Yeah.
Ugh. So here we go.
Yeah.
The reason that I was able to do many things at the top of the show that are so uncharacteristically delightful, like recall names immediately, is because I started this morning by placing both feet atop a vibration plate and allowing it to shake loose my mortal coil for at least 13 minutes. And the second I got off that thing, first of all, within the first, I would say 18 seconds, and I was going to say being hyperbolic, but that feels like I'm in a chamber. I'm not making some shit up.
No, they both work. Yeah. Okay.
It really was likely the first 5 seconds. So within the first 18 seconds, I kept thinking to myself, it can't be working already, because I felt immediately different. And the longer I went with it, I just lied to you and told you it was 13 minutes. I did 10 minutes. It's preset to start and vibrate with your feet for 10 minutes, and then it shuts off. I did that 3 times in a row. And I only stopped because I went and grabbed my husband and said, you have to do this right now. And he's like, but I'm drinking my coffee. And I was like, sit down.
Put
and
the
you're
coffee
doing it right
down.
now.
Please
It is
put the
very
coffee
shaky.
down.
It is very shaky, and it will spill your coffee, and you got to be careful. It's to the point where you kind of can't even really do internet because
And your
hands
teeth
go,
go, ugh, 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 ugh.
Okay, so I put the thing on, and within the first 18 seconds, I felt such, I don't want to say vibration because that's obvious. It's a vibration plate. But I if there were a better word to quantify this for you, I felt such energetic movement in my pain areas that I felt the pain relief immediately. It was as if I was being handled by someone from an acupressure point who could say, what if I do this? And it went zing and everything felt better. Here, several things are true with me, and not to get into massive great detail, but my body is constructed in such a way where the fascia, which is in everything, it's like Globo Dental, right? We're in everything. The fascia is all everywhere, and it's all connected, and it gets mine. It pulls and gets stuck is a way to say it. That affect everything. So it affects the joints and then the way those joints can move freely, and it affects the lymph and the way the lymph can move. So inflammation and stuckness are my problems, and they cause trickle-down effect. And within seconds on this thing, I felt pieces becoming unstuck. I have areas of inflammation on my body that are so visible to others, people will come over and poke them. You yourself have done this. Many others have done this because they don't believe it's real. They look at my body and poke, and they're like, what is that? Is that a thing? What is that? And I'm like, yeah, that's just my permaflation. It's here all the time, right? I always have it.
Oh, schmoopy.
So after I got off that fucking thing and walked into the other room, I immediately noticed I'm standing upright. And one only notices this when you had not been upright before. So I'm moving better. It was instantaneous. And because that happened, I was then able to go about my morning differently, execute tasks differently, have some brain clarity, all the things that exercise to excess for most people does anyway. Like the amount of shaking that goes on from this thing is different than exercise. When you do exercise, you're moving, you're pumping your muscles, and things are happening, and it's difficult because you have to move the fascia, and it doesn't want to move, and da-da-da-da. You stand on this thing, and it moves you. It is jackhammer. It is like holding a jackhammer, right?
Yes.
And it shakes your shit loose. And in so doing, like when the Chinese stand out and they do the thing where they flap their arms around them like a duck, and they've been doing that since the Qing dynasty.
Yes.
Flap,
I see.
flap,
Yeah.
flap, flap.
The arms.
That's the same. That gets it pumpa jumping, right? Well, now I have pumpa jumped, and I feel very excited, almost to the point where I may volunteer to be an unpaid editorial secondary auditory assistant to the tax collector of the county and township of Go Fuck 'em County. So the next time there's a write-in candidate, you just put my name down.
He would welcome that. He would welcome any assistance that you can give him for these
That's
new
right.
gigs.
I bet everybody wants me doing the math. Yeah.
I want to tell you that I am very proud of you for starting something new. I know that there was a hydro in your house and you're like, that's upstairs. I don't think I'm going into the gym.
Climbing the steps has been the problem to get to it. And then staying on the hydro has been the problem to get to it. And with this vibration plate that I have been lurking and longing and hesitant to pull the trigger and still thinking, it's silly. It's an expense. I'm being manipulated by the internet. It's not a real thing. This isn't, it's just going to be another Theragun. It's just going to be another thing. And gosh, and I kept talking about it. And then my friend Melissa drop shipped me one without asking and told me, it's there, bitch, plug it.
I'm not big on asking permission. Do you want this job for the township? Do you want a vibration plate?
I unwrapped it the day it arrived. I plugged it in this morning. And because I unwrapped it the day it arrived and I was walking out the door, plugged it in, used it this morning, and my world has changed. And like everything you do, your work is the impact that is felt by others.
Oh, full circle.
I didn't even plan it. That's the vibroplate. That's what happened. It shook my brain up. I like it when my noggin shakes. It's great for all of us.
No, I like the idea of you saying I'm stuck and this unstucks me so I can go and do and be productive.
I'm stuck and this unstucks me is a great thought forever, and certainly for the next season heading into 2026 as we're rounding toward coming to the end of this year. I'm telling you, if it's as simple as 10 minutes of movement that's different than you're used to doing, if it's as simple as giggling while you write someone's name in at the voting booth, whatever the fucking thing is, act first, think later. It's just we're getting in our own way.
And don't call the police.
This is the start of something good. Yeah, get out of the Uber, number one. It's not yours.
You've kidnapped him now. This is another crime. Dear listener, what are you doing to get yourself unstuck?
What are you doing?
What are you even fucking doing? No, what are you doing to get yourself unstuck? We're all stuck. There's a part of every one of us that is stuck somewhere. And I now have a new auditor and tax collector, so I feel a little looser. Amy is vibrating. I've seen people sit on that vibration plate, and I thought, I don't think that's for me. Like, I don't know.
I don't want to turn this into a whole vibration plate thing. I started by being seated with my feet on it because I thought, let's not get dizzy. It's first thing in the morning.
Oh,
let's just ease in.
And
it was intense and amazing, and I thought, don't push it. So I did that for 10 minutes, and it was really just from the knee down that felt the bulk of it. And then I thought, I'm going to go again. So I stood up and started it, and it was so different because the higher the vibration goes, the better the benefit. So this one went all the way up to basically my torso. Then I figured out, third round, if you pivot your body while it's moving, like if you I'm doing that thing where you like tilt your hips from side to side, almost as if walking. You can shoot it all the way up to your rib cage or your shoulder. It'll go higher. It's just amazing.
There's a booklet that came with it. You should read that. I haven't read mine because
so
I know better and I don't know anything.
It's so good.
I'm so happy that you're using it. I'm so happy that it's making a difference. And even if it's, the smallest, whatever, I love that for you. And that's exactly what I wanted. So I find it dangerous to encourage me with positivity for crazy shit I do, but you and my husband and daughter might be doing just that. And danger. It's encouraging.
I'm just glad I live in another county. Yeah. So glad.
Dear listener, what's shaking you up?
Yeah.
Write me. Write Amy. Let us know. Ask her for advice. She is full of it. That's all I have to say. She is full of it. We love you guys so much. Come back next week. Bye. Force it in me.
I'm getting ready to sneeze. I told you I forgot how to sneeze. I told you. I'm still relearning it. I forgot how to sneeze. Well, I mean, I've got to revisit this real quick. Because you know how you hide a sneeze so you don't have one? And then I learned that that's really bad for you health-wise because it fucks with your heart. So it's like, I can't do that anymore. So now, every time I go to sneeze, my brain says, hide your sneeze. And then my brain says, but wait, don't die. So then I say, okay, I'll sneeze. But then I think, just do it normal. And that's too many thoughts. That's too many thoughts for an automatic process. So my body starts to sneezing and they're like, is this it? And the rest of my body's like, wait. So the sneezes come out like a crazy amplified horse. My sneezes are crazy now because I can't. Let me say it like this. If you, in the next 10 minutes, became in charge of your blinking and became in charge of your breathing, you would be a fucking lunatic. And that's what happened to me about sneezes. I'm still trying to get it back. I'm still trying. It's like I've had some kind of sneeze stroke and I've got to go back through the motions and be taught I got to get sneeze rehab. So I'm sorry that it was bad. I knew it was bad before it was coming, but you got to see that it was bad.